words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob,
Adam,
Houston,
James,
and Ryan.
And we are going to watch Onyx the Fortuitous. I can't even do it. Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. You want to give it a shot?
No, I'm
I
good.
don't think so. This is a very new film. Just came out, 2 weeks ago? This is December 5th, so somewhere in there. It's described as fledgling occultist Onyx and a group of worshippers attend a once-in-a-lifetime ritual at their idol Bartok the Great's mansion. In this stars, directed by, I think, Andrew Bowser, who plays Onyx, and a bunch of people we don't know, and Jeffrey Combs, who you might recognize from his fame in
Reanimator.
I got stuck on the IMDb. And Frighteners, he was the FBI agent in that. And
I was going to say, what's the other guy? Shane Innocent?
Shane.
Was he in this one?
There's a couple that, I recognize them, but I can't even tell you what they were in. We'll go to that later. Terrence T.C. Carson. Kind of looks like a young Keith David. But since we have Houston here for the next 6 seconds before he flees, let me find Parents Guide.
Going to be fun editing this one.
Yes, it is. I'll just sing a song about cutting it and then won't do it. No, I don't see one.
Dead air.
All right. Houston, tell us about this film. In your words.
This guy, he's really tall. That's why they call him Onyx. He came from the depths. He's very fortuitous, and he goes on this adventure, and he's just having a great time with his pals, just palling around. They have to go back to his depths and where he's from, and they're having a great time. But then this guy comes out of nowhere, just shits on their parade. They all die in the end. Actually, it's a pretty shit ending, and that's about it.
I hope that's exactly what the movie is. Oh, damn. Well, sorry. I thought there was going to be a Parents Guide, but apparently when you only release this in 0 theaters, they don't do a Parents Guide right off the top. Is it rated? No, it's not rated. So it's going to be a winner.
It says comedy and horror.
All right, I'm going to head out then.
Hey, thanks, Houston, for all your hard work.
Thanks for your time.
I'll
get back in touch.
That was lackluster.
The contributions of Houston.
Man,
See ya.
we're calling you next time.
Pulled a Taylor on us.
You can't tell, but he just walked through my doorway and busted both of the door frames. He's 7'11" and 900 pounds of pure muscle. Also, he's aroused.
Oh, I just thought I heard somebody yell Kool-Aid downstairs.
Yeah, that's his nighttime job.
Oh, yeah.
He's really big at the sororities. Kool-Aid. All right, well, that was garbage. You guys want to watch this movie?
Best intro yet.
Debbie? Oh, no, that's right. She's still asleep after watching Ghost of Mars.
She still liked it more than Night Flyer.
Everyone did. Okay, let's watch a movie. Yeah.
Who am I?
You know. Search your heart.
Who's to say what any of us are in this twisted palace built of riddle and rhyme? And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I don't know. No, I won't do.
Onyx, the fortuitous one.
And the Talisman of Souls.
All right, this movie was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And we talked about going into this, Andrew Bowser is the main character, writer, and director. And we were worried he was going to use his Instagram or his YouTube shtick too much. No, it's the perfect amount. He held it back. And, oh, man, Jeffrey Combs was so good in this.
So many things.
Bartok. Where do we even start with this?
So let's start real quick with
Back to the Future style dinner.
Bowser himself. So, who is this guy? Writer, director of this film. Known for his YouTube shorts.
Right.
Gained hilarity. I think we watched a YouTube video from 12 years ago.
Yeah, one of the Comic-Cons.
Yeah, and
Tiny Wines.
Yeah, Tiny Wines. I don't know.
I don't know.
So he's obviously gained a following. This film started out with Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had the numbers on it, but someone said it was like 600 plus K.
617,000, and the movie did 187,000.
Give it time.
Yeah, it'll
catch on.
Yeah,
Labor of love.
Slow creeper. That's why we're here.
Exactly. Hey, check it out. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, let's address that catchphrase. Because I find myself saying it. It's so easy to say it. It's great filler. It's going to be like my next Borat in eyes.
And they also gave it,
And I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop it.
they gave it an origin story, which I loved. That
Oh, yeah.
that one catchphrase, they're like, let's spend 5 minutes and give that an origin story with his dad.
And we all saw it coming, too. It was like, oh, there it is.
Any break, you're like, is this all right? Okay.
Well, I'm really curious if that was Hodor inspired. We both thought it at the same time.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
both.
said it. Like,
There was the door, and there was the phrase, and then he starts repeating
the
it.
repeat. So this
Genius.
movie starts off with Onyx having a very shitty life. Works at, what was the name of the burger place? Anybody?
It's like Meaty Boys or something.
Yeah,
Something.
Meaties or something like that.
Slinging. He's the patty slinger.
the Patty Slinger.
How can I make your day meatier?
Beefier.
Beefier. There we go.
Beefier. And it's the classic, loser kid that gets this otherworldly supernatural thing happen when he applies for invite to the Bartok's mansion.
The contest or drawing or whatever.
A satanic contest that he surprisingly wins at his most dour moment of his life.
When he's
And
asking God or the devil to help
Makes
him.
the video that his mom walks in on.
I was about to mention the mom walking in when it's the
Mom,
opening
what are you
is.
doing?
And you can see here I have all of Bartok's classes, letting a little the devil in 101, 102, and 103. Or
301.
101, 201, 301. I would have had 401, but my
That was-
mom made me stop
I was
spending money
approved,
on the
and
internet.
My mom said, no more money on the internet.
And then it goes straight. I mean, it was such a weird ode to the original Back to the Future dinner with the stepdad. I think that's how far we got
Yeah.
the first time we started, and we're like, all right. I think I said, I'm like, this is a podcast.
Yeah, we stopped when he's laying in bed covered in milkshake and everything.
Did we get that
else.
far? The stepdad and him,
The battle royale.
where they're just like, fuck you.
Yeah, the mom asks them to take a moment, meditate,
Just
breathe,
breathe
with me. And as they're breathing, he's like, fuck you.
While she's got her Walkman on.
Why are you wearing a full suit? You sell mac and cheese over the phone.
Doomsday mac and cheese.
Clothes make the man.
Oh, man.
It reminded me of the Hot Rod father
Yeah.
stepson.
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah.
That rivalry.
Oh, shit.
And they gave him one of the most hated stepfather names of all time. Todd.
Todd.
Damn it, Todd.
Todd.
Even the punks, like the bully assholes at
Was.
yeah.
Well, they even had the laugh in the background. Really high.
At first I got very Kevin Smith vibes from this, and
yeah.
maybe it's because the guy has long hair and a beard for a hot minute. But I got View Askew vibes from this early on. But when they kept pushing Satan constantly, it skewed away from that a little bit more.
Well, and it opened with that cheaper shot of him in his bedroom, and then the mom coming in and, no, Mom, I'm doing something. The shit life continuation of he is using his mom's dolls to make his altar or whatever it was in the beginning.
His satanic ritual stuff.
Yeah, usually in a throwback '80s movie or '90s, the mom would walk into a a bedroom to catch a sun doing insert,
Up high.
yeah, here, use your imagination there. Yeah, but walks in on him doing a satanic ritual with the heads of her dolls. It's like, what the fuck?
Make sure you put them all back. Yeah, put them back, Mom.
And then he freaks out with Todd.
And that was like one of the only times I think he broke character when he was talking. It's like, yes, I put it back. And then he'd go back, Todd. His long enunciations of the syllables.
Yeah. So he's hating life. He's at this burger joint. Gets shit on by these punks.
Which he was doing a great job.
He was. You could tell
was nailing it.
Yeah.
And I did not
Considering
see
the
the foreshadowing that came with the skewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept all that
When
stuff
in
they kept
doubt,
alive, didn't they?
Skewer it out.
There were like 3 of those little things that weren't. It wasn't like my college javelin. It was,
Right.
Yeah, and
something.
I actually thought there was gonna, I thought there was gonna be a misdirect there for a hot minute because they kept showing the cash register, and he even announced loudly, like, "Gotta make a cash run." I thought the punks were, gonna steal the money out of the register, and he was gonna be like the hero of the moment. Like that's where I thought it was gonna go. No, I was completely wrong.
You were real wrong.
They completely shit on him. They even rubbed mustard burgers on his cheeks.
Yep. Dumped a strawberry and
Something shake mixed.
vanilla macchiato shake.
I also like
Mixed up.
that when he got it all on him, the next shot's him in bed. He didn't wash himself. He's just laying there with all of it. Just
praying to God after he did his Satan videos for
Hey God, or the devil, whoever's out there. I don't know.
just my life sucks. I want a new life.
And some of those, like even that, like that was like a low moment, but we could talk for a while about like the score and the Foley in this movie too. I don't know. I think the soundtrack was great. Like the movie score. Was this on Netflix?
Screambox.
But the production value of this was way better than I thought it was.
It was
gonna
good.
Be.
Yeah.
And even the I always like to say like the quiet moments in films like this. Usually in lower budget films you don't see the quiet moments. This movie had a lot of emotional quiet moments to it.
It's like that one where he's in bed. I was like, yeah, I kind of feel for this guy. Like they did a good job of making
Making you sympathize with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and especially
that's the life.
And from what we knew of this writer, director, actor, coming from YouTube shorts, and to see like actual drama unfolding on the screen was pretty impressive.
Followed immediately by, hey, you're invited to this satanic ritual.
Yeah, come on down.
Which Ryan and I were talking a minute ago about. It's Raising Abaddon, which if you've watched any of the Hell House LLC movies or listened to the podcast about Hell House, it's the Abaddon Hotel.
Yep.
And when he said it, I was like, man, that sounds really familiar. And I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, and even one of the there towards the end when they were doing, Adam was talking about the score.
Oh yeah.
They're doing the piano stuff, and it wasn't the exact same tune from
the piano and
the piano scenes in the first Hell House. It was the same notes, just kind of moved around in the same kind of beat, but it was.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that again. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff.
It took me a second. I was like, man, that sounds familiar, and then I was like,
They did a good job with
I know where I know this from.
Staying around it. Like even with what we're talking about with the Back to the Future stuff, like it sounded like a ripoff of Huey Lewis, just in the background that was adjusted.
Yeah.
Like, and that happened constantly.
You mean homage? Like, come on.
That's what I meant. Homage.
Yeah,
Yes.
homage.
Because they like it. It's flattery. A lot like the saxophone that we talked about toward the end of the movie.
Yes.
So, get going. They're going to raise Abaddon and have eternal life is the whole thing. And it's all due to this Bartok character, who's essentially a dark priest, is kind of how he came across. But he's also a musician. He has his own workout VHSs his books, his online classes, all sorts of preachery, TV preacher.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got televangelist vibes from
He's
it.
Exactly.
satanic Joel Osteen
Yeah.
with one eye.
But man, Combs crushed it, and I'm used to seeing him do those really stern, over the top characters, and in this, there's
He was still over the top.
he was over the top in the best way possible. But it was like all the weird. He had the huge goatee, he had the massive mustache, the massive
Dude,
eyebrows,
the eyebrows,
the eye
peeking
patch.
out from under the eye patch was awesome.
Like every now and again, I'd see the actor underneath it, and like, yep. Because he talks, the way he talks with his lips, I don't know. That sounded different than what I meant it was. Let's move past it. You saw him a little bit. I always think of him as from Frighteners, where he's the FBI agent, and he's, what happened? Did he piss on your hush puppies? Like that really weird shit. And he definitely nailed that. It was just way more comedic and physically overacting in this.
He was all in on this.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
And several of the actors were, like, I'd say everybody was very committed.
Yeah, they were happy to be there.
Yeah, and so whenever this contest to, what is it, like the biggest fans,
The five biggest,
the five
most loyal followers.
5 most loyal followers are chosen to go to the mansion, the haunted mansion, to win this contest and raise Abaddon. Do we want to talk about the characters themselves, the individuals?
Sure.
Yeah. We can do that in combination with how they were revealed by the book. You had 4 others with Onyx. You had the professor, who was the Lycan.
Oh, Mr. Duke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic voice. That was Terrence Carson. I don't
Yeah,
know what
T.C.
else
Carson.
he's in.
And he's a voice actor.
He's been in a handful of things, but he's done the voice for Mace Windu in like the last 5 or 17 Star Wars video games.
Apparently he was
Or
also
animated series, maybe.
Apparently he was
Probably
also
both.
the voice of Kratos from the original God of War video
Yes.
game.
That was the other one there.
I knew it.
And he had a few other roles in there. I mean,
Yeah.
he had a long list. He's done a lot of video games and animated stuff.
Yeah, and then we had Melanie Chandra as Jessminder. Jessminder?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
just
like
found-
the
tattoo
witch.
artist.
Or no, she was the queen.
Queen, yeah,
It was
yeah.
like in the all black.
Tattoo artist, queen, chick.
She looked like they pulled her from Queen of the Damned
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
with the headdress and everything.
for sure.
And then we had Arden Mirren as Shelley. That was the Viking chick with the dude, just hilariously airheaded. Like,
With the smile that did not stop.
yeah, very Stepford Wives kind of like.
And everything I've seen her in, she has that grin.
Yeah. Rivka Reyes as Mac, right? Was that no?
Yeah,
That's not.
Yeah, she's the child.
Yeah,
actor from
Mackenzie
School
or
Rock.
Z or whatever.
Z? Yeah.
She was the witch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also had the follower of Bartok.
The Farah character.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the green hair.
His slave.
And actually, I thought she looked familiar, but she played the lead female role in the Magicians series. She played Alice.
Oh, that's why I recognize her. Yeah. Looks a little different in this. Just a tiny bit. I think it's the David Bowie eyes.
And then you had Onyx the Fortuitous, the Virgin,
The Virgin.
What the fuck? I'm the virgin?
the Fartuitous.
The listeners can't see it, but like watch the film and these characters that they're portraying, the witch, the Lycan, the queen, and the virgin. So whenever they're announcing each of these characters, they turn pages in the book and they show these illustrations, and they're all like kind of noble, cool looking. But the picture of the virgin is a picture of him, and it is fucking hilarious. It's like pot belly,
big
and there's
gut.
like
Beer belly.
chicks in the background throwing up.
Well, and they kept that joke going. Like the next day, they're talking about the dreams they had the night before.
Yeah.
Apparently, everyone had a dream that sort of told them what they were going to be
Connected.
connected to the
Yeah.
next day in the book. And then Marcus' character, Onyx, he's just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. This explains why I didn't dream about fucking anyone last
Yeah,
night.
I didn't dream about fucking anybody. Yeah, god damn it.
And everyone's asking, you never even,
I'm not a mouth virgin,
tugged it?
at least.
Yeah, you never. And she does the jerk off motion. He's like, "Why would I do that? What would that do?"
What would that even do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So they get in and they're going. There's 3 rituals supposed to happen, and the first one's the book. They have to bleed on it to prove that they are the chosen, and this is kind of where they start doing the supernatural stuff. To it is real. There is supernatural elements involved. They have the green,
Not emerald.
not emeralds.
Peridot.
Yeah,
There was some confusion. I think maybe it's pronounced both ways. Don't ask me. I don't know.
well, she was saying it, so it could be they, them. Sorry, not she.
It's mispronunciation all over the place.
It's supposed to be heard wrong on purpose. So you have the book, and the next one is the
box of truth.
the
That looks like a
The box demon.
puppet character from the Labyrinth.
It did.
It did, yeah.
That was a fantastic puppetry. Like,
it looked like the heads that open the doors.
Get the yes.
That's what it looked like.
and previous to that part, throughout the runtime of this up until that, there's really not that many like crazy effects, right?
And I think
You have the stones.
the way that the box demon was put together and the way that the ghouls were put together, it all looked like one monster maker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And they were all puppet.
Good puppeteers.
Yeah, because the ghouls, you only saw them from like the shoulders up, and all they did was go around with their mouths open, going ha. They didn't like. I love the one that drooled. I think it was the last one.
Yeah,
But-
and all of their faces were like very flat, so like I don't even think there was a head in there. I think it was like literally someone's hand in there making the move, but it does like it fit the scene, and it's so good.
Yeah, it was fun.
And they each have their own characteristics. Like every time one of the characters gets killed by the
Their soul taken out.
dagger
dagger.
of Abaddon or
Of
whatever,
Dagon.
or Dagon, yeah. Then they turn into these ghouls, and for some reason, was it Onyx is the only one that can see him because he doesn't have his little
Yeah, he
necklace
takes
on.
his. Yeah,
So everyone else sees the normal people.
Didn't have the
he
necklace
sees
and
them
didn't
as
drink
these.
the drink initially either.
Yeah,
There was some combination they were talking about because they were talking about, well, I can't force him to drink it.
yeah, like a potion, like a green. It looked like
Yeah.
antifreeze.
Yeah, instead of drinking their green Midori there, he drank his tiny one.
just a
One
nip.
little sip.
I've got everything I need in the lunchbox. But yeah, when he's dancing drunk, it's like, do you guys see her, or is it a ghoul? I see a ghoul. And that's when you realize that since he's not wearing the stone, that he can see him. But back to this is a joke. I don't know if anyone else caught it, but I was laughing when he's talking to the box demon. No, when they're talking about how they discovered Bartok, and one lady does the poem about her husband dying and all this shit, and he's like, yeah, I was at a flea market and I looked past the Lou Ferrigno Christmas album. Like,
Yes.
Lou Ferrigno, the deaf Hulk guy, has a Christmas album.
I had it because
Well, now
my mom
we'll
gave
have
me $5. So I would leave her
Fantastic.
alone so she could go make love in the parking lot.
Yeah, that I don't know. That line just got me. I wrote it down. I'm gonna mock up a Lou Ferrigno Christmas album.
What
give
if it
to
actually
people.
exists?
If only we had a way to look it up and realize that it's not real. Deaf people doing Christmas albums is
If only such search functions existed.
It's just all of his lines from the Incredible Hulk cut to different octaves, so that.
I don't think it's real.
We're gonna do that now. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Also, the blood book. How many squeezes? I like that a lot.
Yeah. How many
then
squeezes? How many
his-
squeezes? Well, that made I really didn't like that. It's like, yeah, they slashed the palms. They used good amount of blood, and it's just like a paper cut. It's like somebody describes a paper cut to you. That's what it's like for me every time I watch that.
I heard you make the noise 4 times in a row.
I would rather see somebody ripped apart than a shallow cut that bleeds a lot.
The first one, just I hear James.
It's too relatable.
Then the next one,
Stop it. Stop it.
every single time.
Stop slicing the hands.
You might want to lay off that. Taylor's getting excited.
He's still shitting.
Well, shit quick or be deemed unworthy.
Yep.
It's truth.
Oh man,
That
yes.
was a great one.
I want to use that every day.
You'll be thinking it tomorrow.
Yeah, what was that there? Everybody's like going to see this like sacred box demon, and they're calling them in one by one, and he's like, "I'll be back because I have to shit."
Remember, that was his cover story because he was supposed to go.
He was going to get the last page of the.
Go get the page for the prophecy.
Hey, I have to take a wicked shit.
And that deal with the demons, like you had to tell him a truth, and then he'd tell you a truth.
Right.
And
After he
Onyx's truth was pretty gnarly.
shit sparkles in your face.
And he even played it off right there. He's like, "Oh, as much as she's screaming in there, it's a good thing I took care of business before."
Yeah.
Apparently, the voice actor for the demon in the box is Jason Marsden. He's done voices for a lot of stuff, including like Thackeray
that's what he
Binks
was.
from Hocus Pocus. Lots of stuff, actually.
The name sounds familiar.
More things you can look. That was the first one that jumped out at me, but
Not related to James Marsden.
I was curious about that too.
That's
But
what I'm thinking.
I don't know. But I loved. We have to tell his truth because it plays into. They carried that one forward too twice.
Get after it, James.
Well, so the demon keeps trying to tell him to give him a truth, something dark, and we both know we're talking to the virgin here. So what's the darkest thing he could tell? And they get him to talk about his carnal desires being the virgin, and then it turns into he reveals that he writes fanfic around what was the cartoon? The Rescue Rangers?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers, and where he is
He wants to bang the mechanic.
mechanic
What's her name?
I have no idea, but it's a cartoon.
Ratchet, Wingnut.
and he gets on a tear describing that scene, and we were all there with him, and it was uncomfortable. And that was good enough. And then we get into the why did my dad leave?
And I imagine her helping me take rust off planes and then touching my penis.
She fixed my penis.
This is also it's just so ridiculous.
Well, we get to see. Jesus, what's the mechanic's name from Rescue Rangers? Because we see that character later.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it is.
Oh yeah, in his little
His
days.
yeah.
Wingnut, Ratchet. Oh, let's find out real quick.
And there's no relation to Jason Marsden and James Marsden,
Gadget Hack Wrench.
but they are good friends apparently.
Gadget Hack Wrench. Yeah.
I'm showing a picture.
Well,
to everyone right now.
The Hack Wrench
Yep,
definitely
that checks
showed up,
out.
didn't it? But before we get to that, he goes back to Duke with his tells him about Bartok killing people. Like, well, can you remember what he said? Can you draw the dagger? And
Yeah,
it's
the talisman.
It's just a cock, and it says da da doo doo doo.
Well, when he first starts trying to get him to say what he said, he's like, obviously he's not remembering the words correctly. Dabba doo, yabba dabba doo. And then he starts drawing, and we can't see what he's drawing right away. And I think, okay, well, maybe he's going to be really good at drawing, and that'll be like a funny moment.
I
where
thought
he's-
it was too.
I thought it was gonna be like
really
an
good at
amazing
something.
dagger drawing. Yeah,
it was just like pretty much a dick pic.
it was just a dick.
It wasn't even a good dick pic.
No, I
That's
mean,
it's even,
Hey, Dick
it's
was
even
sad.
worse than that.
It was, yeah. And then, it was the box demon that made him go nuts and drink, right? And that's when he passed out and had his meatloaf wet dream, essentially. Which
It was
With
after
the sexy demon.
we
after
should
he found
have
out why his dad left.
known that was coming, because when they're walking up to the house in the beginning, he's like, looks like the house they filmed Meatloaf's Do Anything for Love video in. And here we are. And he's got the vampire makeup on, and what's the name? The
Farrah.
Farrah, the servant of Bartok, is the girl in the white lingerie with her tits all done up, and then she turns into what was
Gadget
it?
Hack Wrench.
Gadget Hack Wrench. Because even like the curtain moved, and I heard Adam go, "What the fuck?" Because they did a full makeup job on her and like prosthetics and everything, and they start making out. I want to watch that scene again.
Just well done.
Stuck to it. Stuck to the Rescue Rangers.
Oh, that was fantastic.
And there was a little animated sequence in the credits with her.
Yes. After he left his
and what was the other toy? Battle Cats.
Battle Cats.
Oh yeah. Which he carried.
There were a number of Battle Cats
everywhere.
references. I mean, besides the figures in his lunchbox of holding.
And it's everywhere.
Talked about it as part of his contest video.
And he just,
Oh yeah.
I almost got the glow in the dark one.
he described those underwear as his never washed Battle Cats.
The only thing that's
Underwear.
touched it
Battle
has been,
Cats underoos.
Underoos, yeah.
and that was I think when he talked about his shame chamber, his chamber.
That was a good turn.
It's another one I'm going to use later.
Chamber.
And then we have a nice long demonic sequence of pretty much Bartok chasing down everybody else because demon, we find out she's a demon, is lying to him.
We sort of glossed over the discovery that he was the Fortuitous one.
Oh, yes.
Because that's the whole point. When he starts going after everybody, he's after his pet demon, Farah, because he believes that she's lying about Marcus being the Fortuitous one.
Right. The only one that can stop the rise of Abaddon and all the, the whole plot of the film. All that fun stuff. And she tells him that it's him. And Bartok's like, bullshit. I'm going to cut your head off. She's like, okay, I guess it's the professor. I knew you'd tell the truth eventually.
And then he makes his threats. He can't kill a demon, but he can cut her head off and put it in glass and keep her forever.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. They did a good job with that.
Yeah, they did. And then he goes and hunts down Duke, who is not wearing his...
Green amulet.
That thing.
Peridot.
Ergo.
I loved his ghoul puppet. The tongue hanging out the
giant
side.
tongue hanging out the side.
And it was like blue instead of green.
Each
I love that they're like, let's just do something a little funky.
well, each of the ghouls kind of had their own like signature
Yeah.
look.
We had the one chick with the big, huge smile. He had the tongue. You had the last one that was the drooling one, which I loved. Z, yeah. I'm trying to remember if we missed anything else before Z puts all the stuff in his lunchbox.
Well, I love the pretty much just connecting scenes where they're in the behind the walls in the house, the secret passages.
Yeah.
Why are all these cobwebs at mouth height?
They use that to connect a lot of different scenes, but that was the common thing. Every time he went into one, he's got cobwebs in his mouth, and no one else did.
It felt like Bill Murray in Life Aquatic. It was like, leeches. Everybody check for leeches. Nobody else got hit? What the hell?
Yeah, just me? What the fuck?
Because every time he walks through, he's like, Jesus, fuck. Why are all these cobwebs? And they came back every single time he went through, which I appreciated.
And one time, somebody preceded him through the
He
passage,
still had cobwebs
and he
everywhere.
was still the only one that got him.
Well, I loved how they like reused footage, and they also like you could tell there was only like one L bend in that wall, and they just shot it like 25
Shoot it
different
from
ways.
different angles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Well done. And what'd you say? It was that plaster, like people under the stairs?
Yeah, it reminded me of the People Under the Stairs film
Yeah.
from fucking ages ago. It's a Wes Craven movie.
I think they're remaking it too.
Don't do that.
For some reason.
Quit remaking.
Pretty sure they are.
Just make new things.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but stop. James, where we at? Oh, asked the wrong person. You looked really on top of it there for a minute. And
I was looking at the actors' faces again, trying to remember where I'd seen some of them. But
where are your glasses, old man?
no, I only need them to see far away.
Oh. But Duke gets taken out, and he goes with Z, and she's putting notes in his lunchbox. His, what do we call it? His
lunchbox of holding.
Holding, yeah. Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, yeah. One of them was Duke's note, because he goes out, And it's like, well, you have to do this, and you have 300 seconds, and you see him go, okay, 300. And the next line is,
5 minutes,
it's 5
you
minutes,
idiot.
you idiot. It's like, yes, okay. They spent just enough time with each other to. You have to do it in the blood moon in 5 minutes.
I love how the note went on to tell him about what he had to do. He had to jump into the hole. The fortuitous one will jump in the hole and be able to bring people back to life and kill the demon. And then it goes on to say, and if you're not the fortuitous one, which I can't say you are or aren't, you'll just fall for at least 5 or 10 minutes straight down, conscious and aware the whole time, landing where you'll probably be tortured for eternity.
Yeah.
Just the virgin having to plunge himself into the hole.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Touche.
I don't know.
And then and what's funny is when he emerges a man, like fucking warrior with sword in his.
Oh no, his hands came up first, then his sword.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense.
I was wondering if we were going to get a hell fight because he had to go get the sword. I was like, oh yeah, we might have an Abaddon fight. Nah, he jumps down. Everyone's like, oh okay.
Just the Lake of Fire from Abaddon.
Yes, the Abaddon's Lake of Fire, as we are very familiar with. And I want to know if he worked out, because when he was stabbing him at the end, like his arm was just like, he was muscly. And they ripped all his stuff off.
I don't know if it was really muscly or if it was just well lit at the best angle and he flexed as hard as he possibly could.
We're going to get that tricep right there.
Yes, just
don't move.
Yep, don't move. It was a very specific angle.
Yeah. But I like that payoff because he's not human. He's the ether or the shit that demons and angels are made of. And he had the glowing purple eyes and all that fun shit.
Well, he emerged as the confident hero. He literally emerged from the hole as the confident one.
Yeah.
And
then skewered it out one more time.
When in doubt.
Skewer it out.
To give everyone back their souls. It's going to feel a little weird. I'm going to shove this in you.
And then it's going to feel good because you're getting your soul back.
That's what he said.
And then they cut off. They didn't. Farrah cut off Bartok's head with a shovel. A good decapitation is always fun at the end of a movie.
Yeah, that was the only really. I think Adam called it out. That was the only really violent scene in there.
Yeah,
there were
only
some stabbing scenes, but
the stabbings were like
a little bit of blood with the book scene, but
hello, the palm slashes.
Yeah, there was a little bit of blood here and there, but like the actual like spraying.
No
of
squirters.
Gore. Yeah.
But yeah, and I like the head roll when she got the head. She got the head all the way off. Yeah, okay. Yep, that'll work.
Yeah, and I wondered for a minute whenever she became that demon who she propositions the fortuitous one, like, you and I should go rule in hell.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just
need to make a connection.
Hang out with my friends. And he denies her, and then she picks up the head. And I was like, what the I didn't really catch that. I caught it. I was like, it's cool, but I was like, I didn't really understand why. Then you see later, what the reasoning for it. But I thought it set up a sequel potentially right there.
Oh, I mean, it's
well.
definitely set up for a sequel if they want to do it. But I also like, she's like, we're going to go to hell and rule, and we'll get, and he's like, married? She's like, fuck. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also like that he's in the middle of that hero monologue, and he's like, I am this. I don't know. And then keeps going with the... that was the best use of the I don't know in the entire movie.
Second favorite for me was when he used it in the I would do anything for love video.
That where he's talking about I am made from angels and demons. I don't know. And then it's like, yes, that's where you want to use that. Well done. And he brings all his friends back to life and starts a Beetlejuice hotel,
bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
like
monsters?
it's like a
X-Men bed and breakfast.
monster X-Men sort of satanic, open to the public, bed and breakfast, Beetlejuice house.
Where the hell those kids come from?
Yeah, who the fuck's kids were those?
And apparently his business had been up and running long enough that he already had clients when his parents showed up, or his mom showed up.
Yeah,
Todd.
I guess he took over, or the 5 of them, and they all, after they came back to life, they all had changed to their, whatever their natural state, I guess, if you want to call it. Like, he was a werewolf.
Their prophesized state.
Yeah, she was the witch with the elf ears.
And the queen apparently can paint now.
Yeah, I guess. You had the Viking with the armor and stuff on, who's serving lunches to fat kids.
I don't know.
Fair enough. And then they have the Beetlejuice ending with the dancing.
I really wanted to hear the music from Beetlejuice. I obviously know why they couldn't.
That's what we were all waiting on.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it was a perfect read.
Same. I was hearing Jump in the Line.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they started it with the kind of the shell, that whole bit, and then switched it over to Meatloaf.
Well, there was another Beetlejuice line when he started drinking and dancing. I'd have to show it to you.
I'll take your word for it. I mean, I'm going to watch it again in 10 minutes, but...
is that when Beetlejuice is all spiky and he's like, "Come on,
Come here, baby."
yeah."
Yeah, he was doing.
With
He
the
was doing,
whorehouse
he was
in.
doing a Beetlejuice voice. I felt like that's what he was doing.
Hey, mama. We're going to have some fun, fat boy. Whee! Yeah, and then you have the nod to a sequel with the demon, who I guess is living in the greenhouse. And
She didn't go far,
greenhouse
did she?
somewhere. Yeah.
with the head of Bartok now in a glass jar, to James's point, talking about their revenge.
He'll still be able to record his music and audio tapes. So it's good.
And
Good that she kept
workout
the head.
videos.
And workout videos. Where he's
his
behind the
whitey
wall.
tighties.
Yeah, the workout with the whitey tighties. That was fantastic.
Doing curls with 5-pounders.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Combs was so damn good.
There's a setup whenever they originally show that. When they show was Marcus like peeking through the wall and he sees him like pumping iron to those VHSs.
Yeah.
And then they make a cut and it's right in there and it's real subtle, but they say like Bartok wants to see you. And I think that's when the queen Jasmine or whatever,
Yeah.
like when he kills her originally, and you hear her like screaming and you think it's like, did she just see him like naked in there or whatever? It's like it's a cut, but then they cut to like the box demon, and that's what that was.
Oh
when they're
yeah.
screaming. But you're almost like subtly led to believe that like was somebody in there watching him working out in his underoos.
There are also a few lines in there. I wonder if they had alternate takes, like with the queen when she went in, when he gets back and falls through the wardrobe. He's like, well, they started, getting kissy and this and that, which that didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Did I missed that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't recall seeing that.
She just ended up getting a dagger of Dagon in her chest.
It makes sense. They tried a bunch of different things, kept the good ones.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought the same thing while I was watching it, but his just extreme oddity, you bounce off of it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Look at this lamp.
Yeah.
I just wonder how much of a character that is for him. What is he like in real life?
Well, there's a bunch of interviews.
I want to go back
on here.
and find out.
I'm gonna reach out to him because I'd love to have an interview with him, half in character, on the podcast. First 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, I don't care. Andrew Bowser, we'll look him up. We'll send some notes. Anything else, Wanger?
So like again, odd movie, way better than I thought it was going to be. Production value way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Score, makeup, production, everything was actually really, really good in this. It's campy, it's fun. I got like the setting. I think we talked about it earlier. It had like a Hammer Films type like setting.
Yeah.
The hard oak mansion, of one of those old films, or like a Phantasm or a something, but it was, updated and fun. Haunting on Hill House. Like you kind of had these like, there's these different vibes and you can tell that they were very much fans of a lot of these old classic movies. But updated, and it also had like a Killer Clowns influence. It also had some of these like fun goofball, I got Pick of Destiny vibes from this. Things of that nature. So
Even the ghouls kind of looked like the zombies on the cover of Return of the Living Dead.
yeah, it was super fun. Just a fun movie. And I was not sure how, 3-minute YouTube success, how much of this character I was going to be able to stand. But the guy actually had, even in a laughable way, like a dramatic range. And I was very, very happy to see that. And all the actors did fantastic.
Yeah, he was likable enough as well as being the goofball that it worked.
It's not going to win Academy Awards, but it is definitely a good use of your time.
Agreed. James?
I was very surprised. I thought that his acting would be the worst, but actually his character was the best. So, and that's where I'm wondering how much is that acting and how much is that is him. But it was great.
Just doing
either
goofy
way.
shit. Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of like a trivia fact for me to know at this point because I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'd watch this again.
Perfect. We'll go back to back on this one. Ryan?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was, like Adam said, it's way better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, we watched about 10 or 15 minutes of it the other day. I was like, okay, this could be pretty good, but about 14 drinks into it, so
Yeah.
it's a lot that's entertaining at that point.
Everything was fun right then.
Oh, yeah. But it was, like I said, the production value, the score, they did everything really well, and it was, I think we all talked about it beforehand when we watched that little 3 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was, okay, is this going to be at the whole movie?
Yeah.
And I was worried about getting 20 minutes into it, 30 minutes into it, being like, yeah, I can't take this dude anymore.
Yeah. How long can we stretch this one character?
Right. And I think you called it out the other day when we were watching it, when we watched that first 15 minutes. Reminds you of Weird Al.
Yeah.
His
And
delivery and stuff?
Yeah, the delivery of it. And so I couldn't stop thinking about that while I was watching the whole time. And I'm just picturing,
Daniel Radcliffe?
is it Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah.
Old Harry
Yeah.
Potter?
Is that what you're talking about? Harry Potter?
Yes.
Are you having a stroke right now?
Am I the only one that smells burning toast? Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. Like I could only picture him playing Weird Al doing the voiceover for the whole thing.
It's because he's always kind of smiling, even when he's like
He is.
frowning.
Serious,
Smiling a little
sad,
bit?
scared. He
Yeah.
still has that little smirk.
Yeah.
Which is pretty entertaining. But yeah, it was just the, I don't know, just the right amount.
It was the right amount.
But it was pretty cool. The one thing I would be curious is, did he just like randomly pick the Abaddon name because he saw it somewhere in a movie review or during a trailer? But there was a lot of little parallels to
The
Hell House films.
Yeah.
And it seemed like there was a whole lot of influence. So I'd be curious to know
Well, there was
like
a lot.
how intentional that was.
Yeah, there was a lot also tied into World of Warcraft.
As I say, I would venture to guess, a lot of gamer.
Yeah. Because even James was talking about World of Warcraft and some of his.
When we watched the interview of him at the Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, that's
or
what it was.
gaming convention, whichever it was. Yeah, he mentioned places from within the World of Warcraft world.
And just sci-fi and fantasy worlds, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is let's start with if you haven't heard of this, Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. It's worth your time. It's an hour and 38 minutes. Go check it out if you like goofy. I don't even want to say horror because it didn't go all the way Evil Dead. It was just kind of in the middle of that. The delivery is good. I thought the writing was totally fine for I want to say low budget, but shit, $600,000.
It was higher budget than a lot of the other stuff we watched.
Yeah.
He did have some solid one-liners too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah,
I can see this, like, I'm not going to rush out to instantly watch it again.
right.
But I can see, like, in the coming months when I'm just needing something and I am flipping through, or if I don't have something, and this pops up, I'm going to be like, oh, hell yes.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch this again because it's fantastic.
and I can see this like if I'm hanging out Christmas break and Will's like, oh, let's watch something I haven't. Oh, let's watch this.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate it for about 10 minutes, and then you're gonna get the joke, and you're gonna probably still leave.
Even Sally
Love
lasted
you, bud.
more than 10 minutes on this one.
She did. She lasted longer than I thought she would. Ba-bum-bum-bum. All right, that's Onyx, the Fortuitous, and the Talisman of Souls. Check it out. It's on Screenbox, and it's actually, I think, partially produced by Bloody Disgusting, which is bloodydisgusting.com. I get a lot of my horror news from.
Sure.
If you don't follow them, I'd check them out as well.
A lot of great writers on there.
They're connected very well. Music, if you need some music instruments for Christmas, I suggest
Arkansas Music Works.
Yeah, look, Ryan said one. It is in Bentonville, in Northwest Arkansas. If you go in and tell them Talking with Words sent you, you'll get 10% off. Go talk to Greg. Also, who else are we missing right now that we haven't talked about in a little while? Trail Dogs?
Trail Dogs and Does.
Does?
Hessen, Germany.
Oh, Hessen. Hey, Hessen, Germany. Hello. Thanks, guys.
Keep listening.
Come on down and visit. Ryan lives in Centerton. I'll give you his address. He's got 2 rooms so you can stay in. All of you. The entire city. Got this.
I like to read Rob Gilchrist books
That's what I was looking for.
from robgilchristbooks.com.
Which is probably still active. I don't know if I've paid my dues for a while. Again, Christmas Saturn is for suckers. If you look us up on Instagram or Facebook, you can send me a note. I'll autograph it and send it to you. No extra charge, just $79.99. Hessen money. I think it's about $10. I'm not good at conversions. Tides of Shadow, Waves of Fury. And we'll probably do a giveaway next week, getting close to Christmas here. So,
Any updates on Comic-Con, Northwest Arkansas Comic-Con?
we did get an email, so we should know by the end of the month. We actually got a few things coming up because we've got a couple Comic-Cons that we might be at, and we're going to be at Dallas Film Festival in April.
End of April. Yep. Hey-o.
So if you see Ryan and I wandering around with a camera, come talk to us, and we'll put you on our video, maybe, if you're a good kisser.
That's
And
what I keep telling them.
your name's Andrew Bowser. Or whoever.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Thanks for listening. This was fun. This was fun. Seriously, watch this movie. It was fun. Charlie.